And let's bring in ABC News medical contributor and Stanford Children's Health physician, Dr. Alok Patel, for more on this. Dr. Patel, thanks for being here. Critics of this Supreme Court draft decision have been responding a lot with the mantra, abortion is health care. As a physician, can you explain that?
Absolutely, Diane. When we look at abortion, very sensitive topic, but we know that when we hear stories from the 1 in 4 women by the age of 45 who obtain an abortion, there is a myriad of reasons. And when we talk about the medical indications, a lot of these indications are to protect or even save the life of the person who is the birthing parent, whether it is preeclampsia, an issue with the placenta, heart or kidney issues, or these issues that could arise even later on in a pregnancy. And then as a pediatrician myself, who was taking care of many, many children, I know personally what happens when someone is faced with a diagnosis of a birth defect, a severe chromosomal abnormality, or something else that really affects the health of a fetus. And this is why the American Medical Association, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists stand by the fact that this is a very difficult, complex decision that should be made and kept private between a patient, an individual, and a physician. And this is why it's classified as healthcare.
Now, a number of states have already approved laws to ban abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Others are moving to ban abortion after 6 weeks. From a medical standpoint, what's significant about these timelines, and what's the impact of banning abortion after these points?
Diane, simply put, when you look at the state bills, there doesn't seem to be consistency in the medical language, and that is kind of dangerous. If you look at Louisiana, for example, the law that's being put up right now, the trigger law, states that at fertilization, that terminating that would be considered homicide. So what happens in the case of an ectopic pregnancy, which will never, unfortunately, turn into a viable baby, or in the situation of in vitro fertilization? We look at heartbeat bills that say at 5 to 6 weeks, the heartbeat signifies the start of a life that should be protected, when at 6 weeks, it's a tube with electrical impulses. And these are difficult conversations to have, but I do worry about people out there who may receive a difficult diagnosis, maybe at the anatomy ultrasound, which happens at 18 to 20 weeks. What happens then? What happens if there's a severe medical emergency later on? And what is the line between a procedure that's needed to save a mother's life versus right before that decision? There's a lot of unclear and vague language that could be dangerous, especially for people who don't have access to resources, such as people of color or in lower income communities.
So what options, if any, are available to mothers who maybe find out about some of the issues you're talking about later on in a pregnancy?
You know, Diane, with any controversial medical topic, it's so important that we just listen to both sides. And I have heard from both people on both sides of this debate. And in certain states, there are options for counseling, for support. And, you know, people in the pro-life community have options for child welfare, for foster care. And on the other end, there are a lot of businesses out there that are supporting women who may need to travel to another state. But I think the most important thing is that there are still physicians and healthcare groups that are doing everything they can to defend the reproductive rights of parents, of women, of people with the uterus, and people like myself who will do everything they can to make sure that we're protecting our nation's children. We're doing everything they can after birth to make sure that they have protection with child welfare, with poverty, and all of it. It's a fluid conversation, and it's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Now, working in a hospital, you say that you've talked to a lot of patients about this and their personal experiences. Are there some stories that stick out to you?
Absolutely, and they're very heartbreaking, Diane, but I have talked to so many parents who have had children with a very severe medical diagnosis, some not viable for life, and some of these children have passed away in a few months. And the one thing that I've learned is that people themselves, the individuals, not politicians, are very open-minded and share with me about how complex and a difficult decision it was for them to make when they found the diagnosis at 10, 12, 20 weeks in pregnancy, and what it actually took. And that told me that it is an individual decision based on somebody's own belief, their resources, what they're willing to do. And it's not viable for everyone out there, which is why we cannot simply say that somebody who's 13 years old, who may be doing this by themselves, has the same resources and the same ability to care for a complex medical diagnosis as somebody older. People and women deserve the right to reclaim their agency and to own their reproductive rights.
All right, Dr. Patel, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.